President Trump and I don't agree on a lot of things, but we can find enough common ground on helping more veterans get mental health care access in that case to get this legislation passed, signed, and working to help veterans. I'm going to bring that same approach and attitude, Texas over party, country over party, people over party, to the job as governor. And with that, I know that we can address issues like improving public education, expanding Medicaid, fixing the grid, ensuring that we have better jobs for more people in the state, and reduce inflation and make this a more affordable place for people to live.
Absolutely. I think there's people that may be on the fence want to know, will you work with all parties to progress Texas into a positive direction? What I'm hearing is absolutely.
Absolutely. Yep. Anyone, anywhere, anytime.
You're open.
I'm open.
So let's shift gears over because we don't have a lot of time, but I'm going to try to hit a few more points. So I think we all know that Texans are hardworking people. And also, there is probably 1 out of 5 Texans who depend on Medicaid to survive. I'm one of those. I use Medicaid for health care benefits and insurance. I would not be able to make enough money to, live as I do without help Medicaid. However, Medicaid actually penalizes people who want to be in the workforce and being productive members of society. In fact, it almost creates an incentive not to work for sure, that you're going to lose those benefits that you desperately rely on, whether it's insurance, food stamps, housing, whatever it needs. So, to me, the system is broken. Not when we garner the best of the Texas workforce and include everyone who wants to be a part of that without risking their benefits that they need to live.
I'm so glad that you shared your story in asking this question, because sometimes Medicaid can sound like an abstraction to people who don't depend on it. They say, you know what, I've got private insurance I'm taken care of. I don't know who it is that uses Medicaid, but whether we have it or not really doesn't matter to me. When people meet you and they see you and they listen to you, I think they're moved to care about it. I actually was in Temple a few years ago. True story, and it's interesting to me that it was also in Temple. I met a mother. She had, I can't remember, 3 or 4 kids. They were all getting into the van to go to the zoo. She was with her brother, her adult brother, who had a disability that she helps to take care of, and her mom. And she's the primary breadwinner for this entire family. And as we were getting to know each other and talking, I was knocking on doors that day in Temple. She said, I'm really proud because I was just offered a promotion at my job. But then she said, to the point you just made earlier, Allison, she said, but I'm not going to take that promotion. Because if I take that promotion, it comes with a pay increase. And if I take the pay increase, I'll no longer qualify for Medicaid. And my kids will not be able to get the health care that they need, or that my brother needs, or that my family needs in order to keep everybody going, and in some cases to keep them alive. So I'm going to stay in the same position that I've been in year after year and not be able to move up because Texas has failed to expand Medicaid. If we will just take yes for an answer, we'll bring in about $10 billion more per year. Those are our federal income taxes that will be coming back to the state of Texas. We'll be able to connect more people with care, not penalize them for being ambitious and wanting to work and wanting to earn more in their jobs. And we'll also be able to reduce property taxes, because right now when someone who otherwise would have been eligible for Medicaid, but because Texas hasn't accepted it, finally takes themselves to a hospital, gets the care that they need there, but is unable to pay, you and I as property taxpayers end up footing the bill. So Medicaid expansion will connect a lot of people with care, save lives, improve economic activity and growth, and reduce property taxes. There aren't a whole lot of no-brainers in public policy. Expanding Medicaid happens to be one of them, and it's something as governor that I will do.
And we'll fix this broken system, I think.
That's right.
Moving on to our next discussion point. So I'm an attorney, so I have an interest in criminal justice reform. Texas has the highest rate or percentage of its population incarcerated. And on the flip side, we also are one of the lowest, if not the lowest states that offers mental health resources. To me, these two issues go hand in hand. What would you do as governor to, one, provide more mental health resources to those who need them, and two, I think that would affect our overpopulation in the prison system. Do you believe in diversion programs? How would you solve kind of the prison population crisis that we have right now?
Another way that these two issues of mental health care and over-incarceration are connected is, you're right, Texas is 51st in the nation in access to mental health care. And so our largest provider of mental health care services in the state is the county jail system.
Right.
And there will be people who will try to get arrested on purpose to be able to see a mental health care provider for their schizophrenia, their bipolar disorder, their clinical depression. And I think that says a lot about how immorally we are treating the most vulnerable among us. So here's some things that I think we can do better. One, we should acknowledge that public safety and our own personal security is the most important job of government. And as governor, I'm going to focus on reducing crime and improving safety in our communities. That means that we are going to pursue those who commit these crimes and make sure that they cannot harm or hurt our fellow Texans at all. But it also means that before someone gets to a point where they may make a bad decision, we're going to make sure that there are resources like healthcare access, mental health care access, quality of education, opportunities in their communities to do something where you have many parts of Texas where people who have no opportunity for after-school programs or job opportunities or the ability to address issues in their lives end up turning to things that harm them and others around them. I listen to members of law enforcement who tell us that we can do a far better job of preventing much of this crime before it ever occurs. There are also some common sense steps that I find a lot of Republicans and Democrats alike can agree on. For example, right now we incarcerate a lot of people in Texas for possession of marijuana. That is a substance that is legal in most of the rest of the country, either for medicinal purposes or for recreational purposes. We shouldn't be locking up people who disproportionately will be black and brown for possession of something that is already legal in so much of the rest of the country. And it will also, I think, free people right now from dependencies on things like hydrocodone and opioids that they can become addicted to and can take their lives. I've met many veterans, especially in communities like Temple, who told me I can go to the VA and be prescribed an opioid. I might die from that. Or if you allowed it by law in Texas, I could use something like cannabis that would address my symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder or traumatic brain injury or whatever I came back from war with, and allow me to lead a life that is fulfilling and allows me to reach my promise and potential. So there's so many common sense steps that we can take to address that problem with criminal justice, with crime that we have in Texas, and to do something that's going to keep our state safe while treating people with higher dignity and respect.
I agree. Do you have time for one more question?
Absolutely.
So this is from the community. A number of you messaged me. This is talking about the foster care system and CPS. It is, I use the word crisis over and over, but again, this is another area of our state that we've got to do better. Children deserve better than what they're getting right now. Waiting years for placement, being placed in non-appropriate situations in homes. How do you plan as governor to enact laws or programs to protect, maybe our most vulnerable population, which are children in foster care?
There are approximately 32,000 kids in the foster care system in the state of Texas. It is unfortunately the worst run foster care system in the nation. An example of that is since 2020, we've lost the lives of about 100 kids who are in the custody and care of the state of Texas. We know that other children have been trafficked, have been sexually abused, have been raped while in the custody of the state and Child Protective Services. Judge Jack, and you're probably familiar with her, a federal judge, for the last 6 or 7 years has been focused on this issue and has been warning all of us, the people of Texas, and most importantly, the people in positions of power to do something about this, that we have a problem. 6 years ago, she said, kids are emerging from the foster care program in Texas more damaged than when they originally went in. And this past January, she described that system as one that has gone from bad to worse. So we need attention and focus. We need resources. We need more caseworkers. The caseworkers we have are overburdened and are tasked with taking care of far too many kids at once. We don't have resources to properly house those kids. You probably read about this, but some of them actually sleep in the CPS offices, under the tables, on top of the desks, in the hallways at night. This is in Texas, the 9th largest economy on the planet. We have the resources to take care of them. But to your point, Allison, we have to make these kids a priority. And if they are an afterthought, if they are simply thought of as a political pawn or politically unimportant, then they'll never get the attention or the focus or accountability that they deserve. So as governor, I'm going to make sure that we have the resources there. And I listened to a foster family tell me this. They said, listen, we got to be thinking about those kids, Beto, but very often those kids are emerging from families who are themselves in crisis. And this woman used this phrase, she said, foster the family, not just the child. And you brought up mental health care access earlier. If you are someone who is ineligible for Medicaid challenges, you may be unable to properly raise that child, and you might very well lose custody of them. Imagine if we took yes for an answer, expanded Medicaid, got that mom and dad the mental health care help that they needed. They're able to keep that kid within their house, continue to raise them, give them the love that you and I both benefited from our parents. That family's going to do better. That child will have better outcomes. It will reduce the demand on the state, and we'll be able to get that foster care system out of the crisis that it's in right now. So there are a lot of really good things that we can do for foster kids in Texas and for CPS. And as governor, I'll make it a priority.
You know, I think you mentioned the CPS workers, and they are under strain. And I think we are all doing the best we can do. And I think we need to acknowledge them, support them. And as you said, they're overworked. We need to add staff in that area to make sure this does not go to the cracks. I'm glad that you're very supportive of that idea.
Absolutely agreed. And you probably met some of them. I have as well. And they'll admit, they say, I think about quitting because the stress and the strain and the pressure and what I take home with me is too much. But if I leave, who's going to take care of these kids? And so I keep doing it. So let's help those caseworkers by bringing more caseworkers in, and also listening to them when they tell us, hey, Beto, here's a best practice. Here's a change that we can make within CPS.
But they are on the ground. They are in the trenches, seeing what works and doesn't work. That reminds me of teachers. I think when you said you were talking about quitting, just walking away because they're overwhelmed. Our teachers are feeling that same stress. So
that's right.
Supporting the people that go to our future with our children, which to me is a high priority.
I love the way you put it in terms of building our future because, again, we talked about this with Medicaid. Someone might say, well, I'm not in the foster care system. I don't have a family member who is, or I'm not an educator or a school teacher and I don't have a family member who is. So what does it matter if those teachers are underpaid or feeling disrespected or if those caseworkers are overworked? Well, they're producing the future that will benefit all of us. We will all share in what they are able to do. We all have a vested interest in the outcome. So we should all have their backs. And I know you do, I certainly do, and I think most of our fellow Texans do as well. We just need a government that reflects that and a government that has their backs too.
I think we can have that.
I think we can.
Give a break.
That's right. It's a little more than 3.5 months from now, if you can believe it. Yeah, real soon.
The key, to me is vote. If you like what you're hearing, vote. We've got to vote out to make the change that we need in this state.
Absolutely. I can't think of a more important time for us to vote and to be fully participating in this democracy. There are no sidelines. There are no bleachers for us to watch this. We are in this together, you and I and everyone who's watching right now. And we got to do everything we can with what we have, where we are. I certainly see you doing that. I'm doing my best to do that. We want to invite everyone to do their part and fully participate and vote and do what you can to make this a better future as well.
And I do have a surprise for you. I know our question time is over and they will do it again. It was quite fun, I thought.
I did too.
Right. Amy, we bring our...
Oh, no
Whoa.
way. Oh, Cynthia, check this out. Okay, so
this is Mini Alley
right here.
Oh my gosh.
My friends take me with them.
This. This is going to go on our dashboard right now. Yeah. I love this.
Oh my gosh, there it is.
Take coffee, it'll take
Wow.
Cynthia's Diet Cokes.
My dearest Ryan made that for you.
That's awesome.
Thank you,
Did you say Ryan?
Ryan?
Ryan, thank you, Ryan. This is great.
Very talented.
And this of course, is
Wow.
dreaming of since we met in April.
Wow.
Our own Don't Need Easy, Just Possible Team Alley shirt.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
You are beyond.
These are the colors of our campaign.
I know.
That's very nice.
You launch another pre-order, so I will get on that in Friday. So there's some decals.
Check this out too.
The original.
Yes. This is when I first got a chance to meet Allie
I do
back in April.
more than one shirt, but you know. I thought it was important. And then there's the outfit or decals. Right there, you got that one.
Yeah, oh cool.
Yeah, blue one.
Check this out.
I know those are your favorite colors.
Wow. I like that font.
Yeah, and again, Ryan made that.
That's really cool. Ryan's so talented.
My friends Julie and Brian did the shirt and the Mini Alley. So they were great group of people here, and we just wanted to kind of show them
Oh.
what you do and how did you like them and use them. And
I love all of this, and it's all going to find a welcomed home.
care package.
Yeah, we brought you a care package as well. We're starting with some Godiva chocolates.
You have gifts.
Okay, great. Well, there's more to come. Since you gave us some decals, we gave you some decals as well. There's the Beto for Texas Papel Picado.
Great minds, right?
Great Minds, the traditional black and white Beto for Texas. Since you gave us a great T-shirt,
Oh.
our T-shirt right here.
With the rainbow,
Yes, for everyone.
It's there for you.
And then this is something that Cynthia helped me with because I would have been no good at it. But when we first met, I noticed your collection of nail polish. And so Cynthia gets the credit on these.
Let's see these colors.
These are the colors we've got.
Wow.
My nails last night for you.
They look awesome.
Wow.
They
Well, I
look
gotta
great.
get a shot of those nails.
They're talking. Red licorice.
Oh.
Red licorice.
I like that.
They look great. And we have one other shirt in there too, but I'm just grateful that I got to be with you again. Yes. Me too.
All right. Cheer you on for Temporal and all right. We're gonna do everything. I'm excited.
I want to encourage people who may not have been with us when we met Allie in April to follow her on social media. It's one of the best follows we've made.
That's true.
And you're going to need this and be very happy for it in your life once you do it. And so you're on Twitter, you're on Facebook, you're on Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok yet? You are on TikTok.
Not very good.
Okay, neither am I. Join the club. So Snapchat and TikTok as well. We got to follow Allie on TikTok.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, I do it on Instagram and Facebook, but better
Yeah. TikTok, I feel too much pressure to do something creative or dance or sing, and I'm not good at either of those things. And so we just do kind of just the straight dope on TikTok.
Next time you I think we made a TikTok video.
I'm in. I'm all in. Yes. All right, Amy, you're in charge of whatever the theme is or the choreography or whatever it is we're going to do together. No pressure. No pressure.
Yeah, I don't feel it at all.
Where are you headed next? Where's your next go?
We're headed to Dallas.
Yeah.
Be in Dallas,
North.
and then from Dallas, I'll head to El Paso, get to be with family.
Oh, we're doing
I will, and I hope sometime when we are coming to Temple, Amy can come with me. I would love for her to meet you in person, and our kids, Ulysses, Molly, and Henry. Yeah.
I saw the 4th of July.
With Willie. Yeah.
You ever met him? He's amazing.
He is absolutely amazing. So I've told them all about you, and I think they would love to meet you. So we'll make it happen.
Yeah.
We'll make it happen. Thanks for spending the day with us. Yeah.
Amazing.
This was so great, and we're gonna leave with all these wonderful gifts. Make our life even better.
And I'm going to my church referral. Send out the info.
Please.
Or send it on the order line.
We can share the link.
They're doing that, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
So I would just be aware that money is not, for me, it does go toward my scholarships. I have 3 endowed scholarships in my name at Western, Baylor Law, and here at Temple. So all the money from me, Alley, and T-Towers, and Tumblers, and all of that is to give to scholarships.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I said at the outset, one of the ways in which I introduce you to people or tell people about you is that you are a philanthropist, that you are bringing resources and strength and money to organizations that can help other people provide for the future, as you said earlier, build the future.
Education really is one of my passions, and I credit that along with where I am today. I just want to give that opportunity to generations to come, so that's where the scholarships come into play.
I love it. Well, thank you for everything you're doing for all of us, for everyone out there, and for spending some time with us. It's really special.
Written down for me.
Yeah,
We're doing good.
we're doing good. We're doing good things together. Well, thank you. We're gonna hit the road up to Dallas.
We're on concert tomorrow night, or
We have a concert tomorrow night, and then prior to that, we're gathering with the state convention.
good.
So it's a big day for us and our campaign, and for the thousands of people who will be there. And you'll be with us in spirit, and you'll literally be with us in Mini Alley on the dashboard. So,
Aw.
I love it.
Well, everyone's cheering you both on, so
yeah.
yeah.
Bye, everyone.
Grateful that you all could join us.
Thanks for joining.